Shalom, shalom, shalom. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Shalom, shalom, shalom. What's the deal? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man, I watched some old videos. I didn't even know. No. Okay, I see now. Because I'm in first class. Yes. No money. It's looking like, man. Shalom. The virtuous woman. What's your name so I can address you by your name? Just gonna get more personal in here. What's your name, sis? Man, who else we got in here, man? We got a few more viewers. Drop some in the chat so I can see who in here watching or in here listening. I'm in here checking out the comments. This could be a whole thing, man. We could go through some of the comments. I'm not using OBS. I'm using this right here, StreamYard. I think if I used OBS, that would be fire though. I never actually like I got it on my PC and I messed around with it a little bit because I was thinking about like streaming like while I play the game, but you might be on to something. You just might be onto something. You might be onto something. Because you can kind of make your stuff look all nice and pretty. Okay, I think I know why you said is it OBS. Because they do got a few things you can mess around with in here. I'm not really the guy, though. I just be chilling on it. But I would like to put like a border, a special border, animated, animate the screen a little bit more. We got the little SOJ symbol. What else we got? We kind of got, do it. Stop camera. I got a little avatar right here. How do I do it? I forget. There's something else that I could do though. I'm trying to get the little background going, show you the background, but it ain't going how I want it to. Okay. I never really messed around with this. You could kind of see it for a split second when I transitioned. Let's look at the comments. Let me see. I might be missing stuff. Shalom. I don't know how to say this. I feel kind of slow. Adrian Israel. Shalom. Tell me how to pronounce that. Kaya. Princess Labrakaya. Shalom. Have I heard of this new trend called shadow working? No, tell me what it is. Tell me what that is. So it's clunky, but with OBS, you don't have to upload everything to the StreamYard servers. Okay. You gotta tell me your name though. The virtuous woman. Tell me your name, because you've been in here consistently throughout, especially throughout the Feast of the Dedication series, and I gotta know your name so I can address you. Saying the virtuous woman every time, kind of a mouthful. Eric Smith, man, shalom. Man, we're gonna get into some Maccabees here in a minute. I'm still kind of deciding what chapter I want to read because there's so many battles, so much history. When I tell you battles, like for real, like in one chapter you'll see Judas Maccabees fight like 5 battles. Shadow work and integration, you hear a lot from the Lettuce Bacon Tomato. I'm not sure. I still don't understand yet. Since they have lost identity, is where you talk to your flesh pretty much and let your flesh control your identity. I feel like I might be following. I really don't know. Hmm. Interesting. Okay, Kayla. Now it's getting personal. Shalom, sis. It might take me a second to remember it though. Can't really talk to no pastors about it. They don't understand some of them. Shoot. Yeah, a lot of times pastors don't know what's going on. A lot of times they kind of be doing it for the wrong reasons, if you ask me. Kind, wow, that's a beautiful comment or compliment, I should say. Yeah, understanding definitely helps solve problems. I'm gonna say that. Anytime I have a problem, understanding understanding is like the very first thing that I'm looking for. You know, it's the very first thing that I'm looking for. The very first thing. I tell you why. Give me a second. Understanding understanding is one of our senses according to the Bible. When you read Sirach 17, you don't have five senses. Everyone knows the five senses. You got sight, you got touch, you got hearing, you got smelling, you got tasting. When you read Sirach chapter 17, it tells you he imparted to us not only five, but seven. Maybe I'll pull up my screen again. Because I'm in first class, living alive. I'm finna put y'all up on some game real quick, man. Some game real quick. And then I'm gonna tell you why. Understanding is probably one of my most used tools. I can't say one. As you know, I eat every day. I'm using my eyesight every single day. I'm using my ears every single day. But even whenever I'm eating, I'm using my other senses. Like even though I'm tasting food, I'm using my nose. A lot of your taste have to do with your smell. Like if you used to hold your nose and eat food, you wouldn't be able to taste it all. Like, like that's why when people take like a shot of alcohol, they'll like hold your nose. I don't know if you've seen that before. Better yet, when people take medicine, nasty medicine, they'll hold their nose because it dulls down some of the taste. It makes it not as what's the word? I guess I'll just use strong for lack of better terms. All right, so we always using our senses, but I'm gonna show you how you got more than five senses according to the book of Sirach. And it makes sense. Let's see where I want to start. So when you read the GNT, you see it goes from verse 3, it skips verse 5 and goes straight to verse 6. But it tells you he gave them the tongue, their eyes, their ears, their minds, their conscience. It says he filled them with the knowledge and understanding and showed them the difference between good and evil. So he's kind of going into the into your senses. But I'm gonna show y'all because verse 5 is missing right here in the GNT. But if you drop down here and go to footnotes, you'll see that right here we got point A, we got point B right here, and it says some manuscripts add verse 5. So they actually got the verse 5. You just got to dig for it a little bit. It says the Lord gave them five senses. I already went over the five senses, right? You got your ears, you got the hearing, you got your eyesight, you got touch, taste, and you got smelling. But check this out. It says, but the Most High also gave them a sixth sense, or a sixth, which is intelligence. So your sixth sense is intelligence. It's your mind, it's understanding, right? It says, and the seventh is reason, which enables them to interpret. So reason is understanding, Salakia, but the reason, the understanding, it allows you, that's what enables mean. It allows you to interpret what comes to them through the senses. You see that? So let's say I'm eating some food and I like how it tastes. The only way I'm able to confirm that I like that is through the seven sense, which is reason, understanding. Oh damn, this food is really actually good. The season is seasoned perfectly. It was cooked for the perfect time. It got a little bit of crunch to it. Man, it's still juicy. This, that, and the third. I have understanding to interpret what's going on through my senses, like even through my eyes. I can see stuff with my eyes and not even, if I'm not, that don't mean I understand, right? You can see stuff and not understand it. But that's where your reason and your seventh sense comes into the play, where you can understand certain things, right? You can hear something. Have you ever, I mean, we do this all the time. We're always probing for understanding. We're always probing for understanding. I'm going to say it again. We're always probing for understanding. Probe just means to kind of look, to search. We're always searching for understanding. I'll give you an example. Let's say there's a problem going on with the water faucet under my kitchen sink. So if I never go down there and look and probe and search for the problem in more detail, I'll never understand how to fix it. So the first thing I'll do as a man is I'll get down on my hands and knees, pause, no homo, and I'll look and search for more understanding. Right? Very simple stuff, but when you can break things down on this kind of level, you have more understanding. So a lot of times when I'm talking to my rib, talking to brothers, like yada diet, we were talking about this the other day, 2 days ago. We very analytical. Men are very analytical. They're very logical beings. They're more based on that than emotions. And it's because we have more understanding than the average women that we come across. That's what the Bible says. He says that he gave more understanding to men, and that's just what it is. That's how the Most High God designed this. So if you think that you can do it without a husband, you know, consider that the Lord created the man and designed him a certain way, to lead you. It's actually methodical. It wasn't an accident. This is why you need a husband. This is why you need a head, because they have more understanding. So women do have understanding too, don't get me wrong. Um, but when we're generalizing men and women, on the average, men are usually using more common sense. They're more logical thinkers. They usually have more understanding. Um, and they're basing their way of life off of understanding. Women are more emotionally driven, and it kind of makes them not use understanding. So, anyways, getting back to my point. Okay, I know my sink is leaking because my floor keeps getting wet and it's coming from underneath the sink. I need to know more of the problem so I can know what I need to do. I need to know if I can fix it, if I can't fix it. But this is what I do. You got a pro for understanding. You go underneath there, you might grab a flashlight, and you're like, nah, oh, okay, I figured it out. It's coming from here. It's coming from this part of the sink. Can I fix that? Let me mess with it a little bit. I'm probing for more understanding. I see that it's a piece that's broken. I'm looking at the piece and I'm like, man, I know for sure I can't fix it with the things I have right now. This is a particular piece that I need. Maybe Lowe's have it. Maybe I could probably fix it by myself, but maybe Lowe's got the piece. So regardless, I know that right now in this exact moment, it's not a fixable thing in this exact moment. I need more tools. I need another piece. I need this. Now I got more understanding of the problem, and now I can know if I can get duct tape. Nah, that's not gonna work because it's a whole piece. I know that I can't just seal it up with whatever somebody might use. I know that it's a particular piece that I need, and I'm gonna have to spend money to do that. Or I can call in, a specialist, a plumber, whatever the case may be. But it all starts with probing for more understanding. So understanding is actually, one of our senses, right? That's mighty right there. Now let me throw another precept on that. And it might seem something so small, but you gotta understand. Gotta understand understanding. Ooh, I'm on you. Understand understanding. Understanding is it's very beautiful. When you can do things methodically and on purpose, you can make winning more consistent. You can make getting things accomplished more consistent because you're not just doing it on the whim, you're doing it methodical. That means you can rinse and repeat a process. And what I'm telling you is you can rinse and repeat solving problems. Men are problem solvers. I'm sad to say it, but women are not. They don't. They're not good at solving problems like a man is. A man, okay, this is the problem. Why is this a problem? It's because I think like this. You know what? I need to stop thinking like this so I can solve this problem. Very basic stuff. What I did was just seek for understanding. All right, anyways, Proverbs 4 and 7. Wisdom is the principal thing, therefore get wisdom. So, wisdom is the main thing. Wisdom is the main thing. Wisdom is the application of knowledge. See that? So, once you have some knowledge, applying the knowledge, now it's wisdom. Now it's wisdom. Hey, God said this, that's knowledge. Doing what God said is wisdom. Understanding why God said it, period. You got a deeper understanding of it. That's understanding. But it says, wisdom is the principal thing, therefore get wisdom. And with all thy getting, get understanding. So with all the wisdom you got, all the wisdom you walking in, all the knowledge that you have, get a better understanding of it. So I'm pretty sure that the people that's watching, y'all probably have an abundance of knowledge. Y'all probably Shalom Melodic Tune, Shalom King. What's the deal, man? Talk to me nice. But look, I'm pretty sure, especially if you've been around for a minute, 20 plus years, you acquire knowledge. You acquire knowledge. That's just something that we do as humans. We acquire knowledge. But the thing is, are you acquiring knowledge that can actually be used every day? And if you are you actually using it? Come. Are you actually using it? The knowledge that you are acquiring, are you actually using it? When you begin to use the knowledge you acquire, now you walking in wisdom. Now you become wise. But then it's always this. Do you really understand it? Do you understand a piece of information so much that you can use it? You can wield the knowledge any way you want. I'm getting real deep this morning, man. I'm giving y'all a fat tool, man. I'm giving y'all gems. Y'all gotta see it though. Y'all gotta see it though. Y'all gotta see it though. So look, let's say a hammer. Let's get real visual right here. Hammer. Let's just get a hammer. Let's just get a hammer. This is a tool, obviously, right? So hammers right here. Let's get real simple because I want y'all to understand it. So this right here is a hammer. It's good for nailing a nail into the wall, pushing a nail into the wall, right? Very good. This side, the back side, let me use my cursor. This side is good for pushing nails into a wall. That's what it's designed to do. Push nails into a wall. This right here was designed to pull nails out from a wall. We call this a hammer, right? I have the knowledge. Whenever I need a hammer, I go get a hammer and I use it to push a nail in the wall or to take a nail out of a wall, right? I understand that. I have knowledge of that. I use this tool whenever I need it. You know what? Because this tool is in my tool bag. I know when to pull this out. If I'm trying to put a regular nail into the wall, I'm not going to go get a ruler or a measuring tape because that's not the right tool. And I know that. I got knowledge of that. But here's where understanding comes in. I understand what this tool is designed for. I understand what the hammer is designed for. But you know what? Once I understand the use of a hammer on a better level, when I really just have a better understanding of this tool, I can use it in so many different ways. Can I am I am I confined to only use this hammer for nailing in nails and taking nails out of a wall? No, because I understand that this tool, I understand it better. I can use it and wield it however I want. I know that this could be a deadly weapon if an intruder broke into my house. I understand that. Even though the primary use of why it was created was for this, that don't mean I have to weld it that way. I can use this hammer to hurt a person. I can use this hammer to break a window. I can throw this hammer far if I wanted to. I can use this hammer for other stuff because I understand it. I understand it. So I'm telling y'all, when it comes to the Bible, when it comes to the scriptures, you can know that this scripture is talking about this, but when you understand certain concepts, when you understand what Paul is addressing and targeting, when you understand what Solomon was talking about in his Proverbs, when you start, when you get the knowledge and you start using it, when you start using the knowledge, now you're at wisdom. The more you're using that knowledge and walking in wisdom, you gain better insight. That means you gain more understanding. And now you can use that understanding. Now you can use that knowledge however you want to because you understand it more. I'm putting y'all up on game, man. These are the keys to life. Anytime I talk to anybody, I'm always probing for understanding. You'll see this in my street teachings. At first, I didn't know what I was doing. At first, I didn't know what I was doing. But now it's more methodical. I know why brothers on the streets, they probably don't understand why they do this. But I know why the first thing a brother says is, "Do you believe in the Bible?" He's probing for understanding. He's probing to see where this person is at. He's probing to understand how their mind is working, what place in their life, what chapter they at. Because then once he knows that, once he understands this person more, where they're at in their life, how old they may be, you'll see me. I ask people their age. I'm asking questions. You know what questions are for? Questions are probing methods to gain understanding. That's why when I talk to people, you might think the more you talk, that don't mean that you got the upper hand in a conversation. I want you to talk to me. I want it to actually be a back and forth conversation. I want to understand you. The better I understand someone, the more I can teach them the truth. I understand this person. I know why they think the way they think. I know what happened to them to make them think like that. Okay, she might be dealing with she might be lusting after other women. Girl on girl stuff that's forbidden in the law of Moses. But I might understand once I ask her more probing questions. Okay, so why are you like that? She might end up telling me the real truth. Okay, when I was little, a man did this to me. I understand that now. So is the best way of getting her out of that, is it going to be cutting her down with scriptures real mean? No, that's not going to really get through to her. I understand her situation better. And now instead of me attacking her, I'm more so attacking her by, I'm more so not even attacking her, I'm attacking the situation. Because instead of me saying, "Sis, you wicked as hell, you know, Captain the bar, grab me that cut." Instead of coming at her like that, I say, "Okay, sis, I understand." The first thing I'm doing is meeting her halfway. I understand why she's moving like this now. So it's easier for me to solve the problem because I understand. You see what I'm saying? Now I know how to go about it better because I understand her and the situation. Sis, that's really unfortunate what you went through. It really is, truly is. Like, It's crazy that our people have to go through that. And I know it's tough, especially if you didn't have nobody to talk to about this, right? Somebody said compassion. Exactly. That's one of our tools. That's a teaching method. Let me show you that in the Bible. I'm telling you, the Bible is really, man, it gave me all of this information. Let's just see that reader. You can read something and not understand it. That's the problem, though. So I'm gonna get down here to verse 23-ish. So check this out. This is Jude 1 and 22. When it comes to teaching people, check this out. And some have compassion making a difference. So when it comes to dealing with people, some of them, when you show compassion, it's actually effective and it makes a difference, right? The first time I talk to someone, I don't want it to be unpleasant. If it's unpleasant, that means I only get to talk to them one time. To win somebody over and to teach them the truth, sometimes it's not a one and done conversation. Most of the time, it takes time. It took me months to come into the truth. Now, if the first time I heard about the Bible, or the truth, I should say, or Israelites and our true heritage, if the first thing I got was someone just yelling and screaming at me, it would have been harder for me to receive the understanding. It would have been harder for me to receive the understanding. You got to understand that. You got to really see that. To get understanding to someone, there's always things that you have to hurdle over, like jump over, go around, go under. The whole thing is you're trying to deliver something to someone else. It's a message. You're trying to deliver this to someone else. It's so much easier to deliver something to someone whenever they're actively trying to receive it. Understand that. Understand that. But a lot of times they're not even ready to receive stuff. So that means your delivery got to be even better. I'm giving y'all bread, man. All right, let's get to this Maccabees, man. Let me finish this verse. It says, and some have compassion, making a difference, and others save with fear, pulling them out of the fire, hating even the garment spotted out by the flesh. So sometimes when I teach, I notice that having compassion is understanding people. When you can understand, that's when you can have compassion, because you understand what they went through. Now we bringing in, you got to have experience when it comes to dealing with people. You got to be, you need experience. You got to go through things in your life. If not, you're not going to be relatable. These things, man, I'm telling you, it gets deep like this, but I'm giving y'all keys. I'm making it simple for y'all. I'm giving y'all keys to where y'all can talk to anybody on earth, right? It says, and some people, you got to deal with them with fear. And you'll see that a lot of times with Captain DeBar. He's a master at this. Um, he can make you fear God. He'll show you a few precepts. It's a word that Amanah taught me. How DeBar stands up, how he carries himself, his eye contact is piercing. It's piercing. He's diving into your soul with his eyes, with the words of the Most High God, and he's floating around the Bible so effortlessly. Grab me this precept, and you're being attacked with precepts that's making you fear God, and he's a master at that. I've seen him at work. I know what he can do. I'm the exact opposite. I balance Captain DeBar out. If I see that his method is not being as effective as it usually is, y'all will see me on camera. I will get active. I will get active in a conversation to bring balance if it's needed. You know, when I'm telling you, SOJ, we ate. For the most part, we're eight. So, 8 deep most of the time when we go out, consistently 8 deep. But I understand what the bar is good at. I understand what Aharon good at. I understand Jeremiah's strengths. I understand that Malachi is starting to grow and he can reach a certain audience because he was deep in there. Yadadiah, he was deep in the streets. So I understand how to use those tools to my advantage. And it all comes from what I just said, understanding. You got to be out there vigilant like that. And we've been doing it for so long. We can pass the ball to anybody. For the most part, anybody can hold their own in all situations, but some brothers thrive in some situations. You understand? We getting in there, man. All praise to the Most High, man. Like the video, I'm giving y'all breakdown, bro. I'm giving y'all bread. All right, let me get to the Maccabees, man, because you know what it is, man. It's day 7, feast of dedication. First and foremost, it's kind of way past first and foremost because I didn't dove into some deep stuff with y'all. All praises. I hope y'all really use them tools. And this won't be my last time going over that because I know y'all like that. I know y'all like that. Man, drop a fire emoji if you like that kind of information. Drop a fire emoji or drop a number 7 in the chat if y'all like that. Because this right here, repetition is the mother of all teachings, right? Mama always said, use what you have. Con. More fire emojis. Drop a 7 in the chat. Con. Anika Patterson. I never seen you here. That's a new face. You might have been around, but I ain't seen you recently. So shalom. Adrienne, you already know, man. We getting on fire this morning. Man, we finna go out there and teach. Just snow on the ground, man. But we finna get in the spirit though. All right, so we're gonna jump in this Maccabees, man. Sheesh. Y'all know who kind of code, man, brother, and it's crazy because you got different fields of understanding. It's different fields of understanding. Like, it just is, man. Just how, like, people specialize in, people got different careers. In America, this guy might be a plumber. This guy might be a welder. This guy might be a mechanic and work on cars. This sister, she might be a doctor. You know, in your careers, by gaining that knowledge and using it every day, fixing these certain problems, you get a better understanding of things. I'm telling you, if you want to get better at understanding, teach dogs because dogs don't understand English, but they can communicate with you. It's next level. I'm giving y'all next level keys, man. Y'all don't even. It's gonna hit y'all later. Y'all gonna be sitting in y'all bed, y'all, and the dots gonna connect, and you're gonna be like, "What?" Really though, man. Whenever you communicating, you got tools. You have tools, right? Your eyes is a tool to help you communicate. Like I can communicate with y'all, and y'all could just see just my eyes. But you could probably tell based off of my eyes how excited I'm feeling. Like there's so many different cues that you can. There's so many different tools that you can use to communicate. Body language is one of the biggest communicators. That's one of the biggest tool you use. That's why when you're talking through text, it don't have the same force because you don't see the tone that people are using. You don't see their body language. Sometimes I'll use bad words to express what I'm trying to do. But my body language and how I use my body language, how I use my hands, how because I can describe things with my hands. I can do whatever. And you'll understand more what I'm saying, even if I don't have the words to fill it in. Right? You can tell if someone is scared just by their body. You can tell someone if someone is excited just by their body. You can tell if someone has anxiety just by their body. And those is all communicator factors. So, hey man, if y'all want me to be y'all communication coach, just say kind in the chat. I got y'all. If y'all want me to be a communication coach for y'all, just say the word. Say the word. Say the word. Say the word. I got y'all, man. We're gonna get into this. God, all praises. I think, I think, I think I could be a What is the word? Um, I use communication coach. Me and Malachi, Coach Malachi was talking about this the other day, um, and I'm starting to notice that that's really one of my strengths. Um, one of my strengths is communicating and understanding what people are trying to communicate to me. Because sometimes people they do a poor job. Like they don't have the understanding. Period. No one taught them how to effectively communicate. If you want good relationships, communication is always the key. like we hear this, but we don't really understand it. You're gonna use me say you're gonna hear me say understanding so many times because that's the topic at hand. Shalom, sons of Yahweh, shalom. Um, a therapist. Some people say I could be a decent therapist or like a counselor, even though I'm young. And it's not because I have some. It's just I'm strengthening my strengths. I always like seeing things from other people's perspective, but your perspective of when you view things isn't always right. So what I would do, I would jump in someone else's shoes or try to my best to understand someone from their position, but I won't get lost in it because of this. This is what keeps me from getting lost in their shoes. Because sometimes you can jump into somebody else's shoes and their position and be like, you know what, you're right. I see exactly what you're saying. From your point of view, this makes 144%. I mean, it just makes sense. But a lot of times what keep me completely balanced is the most I got. So when I put myself in someone else's shoes, I compare it with what the scriptures say. That's how I keep myself from getting lost in other people's ideologies and their rights and their wrongs. Because we're gonna do what the most I gotta say is right. You know. All right, so first and foremost, we're gonna give all praises, honor, and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Hamashiach, Yahweh Shah. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna jump in First Maccabees chapter 8. It's kind of smaller, brothers got camping a little bit, and the last few weeks I've been running a little bit late, so I'm gonna try and actually get out there. I haven't gotten in trouble yet, but I know I'm gonna get in trouble if I don't make it on time. I got a good excuse, but no excuses, just results. So I'm gonna try my best to make it to camp, even though I have a task of teaching before camp. All right. So Maccabees chapter 8, first Maccabees chapter 8. It says, now when Judas heard about the Romans, so now y'all gotta understand this. Since we've been dealing with the Maccabees, a lot of the times we just dealing with the Greeks. We're dealing with the Greeks, right? When you read First Maccabees chapter 1, verse 1, it tells you that Alexander the Greek, the freak, Alexander the Great. I mean, he conquered Chile. He was doing his thing. He was a Greek. But now we seeing the Romans pop up in this thing. So Judas heard about the Romans and their reputation as military power. He knew that they welcomed all those who joined them as allies, and that those who came to them could be sure of friendship of Rome. So, Judas heard about the Romans. He heard that they had a fat military. And he knew that the Romans, they would welcome anybody that wanted to, come and have a partnership with them. Right? That's part of the reason why Rome waxed so mighty. They would allow people to come in and join themselves to the Romans. It says people had told him about the wars the Romans had fought and their heroic acts among the Gauls, whom they conquered and forced to pay taxes. So he heard about how mighty they was and how they was getting down, how they conquered the Gauls, made them pay taxes, made them. That's how you know you're in slavery. That's how you know you are in slavery. If you pay taxes, if you're under tribute, if you got to pay somebody, right? You don't get to keep your money. You got to pay taxes. That's how you know. That's how you know, right? That's an indicator right there. Understand that. It says he had been told what they had done in Spain when they captured the silver mines and the gold mines. So now he's hearing about the Spaniards, the Spain, it's getting crazy. It says, by careful planning and persistence, they had conquered the whole country, even though it was far from Rome. They had overcome the kings from the distant lands who had fought against them. They had defeated them so badly that the survivors had to pay annual taxes. See that? So they conquering people, whooping them on the battlefield. And it's hard. It's hard to make war and have enough provisions like food just the necessities to life. It's hard to actually win a war that's far away from home because you have to transport goods all the way to them soldiers that's far away from home. Just transporting things costs money. Transportation costs money, and actual provisions cost money. War is super expensive, so you got to actually have a strategy, right? That's why in Deuteronomy chapter 20 we have laws on what we can and can't do when we make war. Like one of the first things we have to do, we have to proclaim peace and ask them, look, we don't want no smoke. If they decline that, then we can whoop them, right? That's what the Most High God commands in Deuteronomy chapter 20, I believe. Right? If you read that, you'll see how when we go to war and we besiege in a city, meaning we're trying to capture a city, but we surround it first. That means we're cutting off all access to their food and water supplies. They better have enough food in they temple or wherever they hold their food at. They better have stuff stored up because they not getting out. Can't nobody exit and can't nobody enter. So that means no food can come in. They better have stuff stocked up. So what you would do is starve them out, and then you'll overtake them. You'll tear down a stronghold. You'll do what you want when somebody hungry. They not strong enough. If you don't eat for 3 days, you're not gonna have the same strength, right? So that's just the tactic that we have. Also, whenever you besiege in a city, you can't cut down the fruit trees. Why? The Most High is really methodical, and He does this on purpose. The fruit trees, why would you cut those down? You need food when you're making war against the enemy. If you're cutting down all the fruit trees, what are you going to eat as a soldier, right? So it's really methodical. The Most High God really He gives us the blueprint. We just got to follow it. And if you really want to get to the next level, understand it. It says they have fought and conquered Philip and Perseus, king of Macedonia, and all who had joined them against Rome. So they getting down. They getting down on everybody. They conquered Philip, Perseus. I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. The kings of Macedonia and all who joined them against Rome. So they beating up all their enemies. Period. It says they even defeated Antiochus the Great, king of Syria, who had attacked them with 120 elephants, cavalry, chariots, and a powerful army. So he beating up on Antiochus the Great. I believe Antiochus the Great is the third. Right, the Antiochus that I've been teaching y'all about. If you've been rocking for the past few days in the series, I've been teaching y'all about Antiochus the fourth. He was very wicked. Now, I believe that Antiochus the Great is the third. I believe. It says they took him alive and forced him and his successors to pay heavy taxes, to give hostages, and to surrender. So I'm almost certain that Antiochus the Great is the third, right? Because Antiochus the third, he had to place his son. He had to give the Romans a hostage, and it ended up being a son, right? And he had two sons, Demetrius, and then he had Antiochus the third, or excuse me, the fourth. I know it's getting confusing. And he had a daughter, but he had a hostage, one of his sons, and then he ended up swapping the prisoners. He traded his sons out and had Antiochus the fourth out here being a demon. I believe that's how it happened. I believe. Mind you, there's so much history in the book of Maccabees, you'll be overwhelmed. That's why I'm just going through these chapters, just giving you general information. I'm not diving into every single name in depth and giving y'all his story and his background because there's so much to it. There's so much information. You got this brother, trying to kill this brother. Whole time, his little cousin over here, he might have poisoned him, did this and that because he wanted to make sure that he was going to be the king over Syria. This happened. He flew in over here to fight against the Israelites. The Israelites made them, it gets crazy. Whole time, it's just so much. There's so much in here. Edomites love power, love power. And then you got it even in our own nation. People trying to backdoor us, using the enemies, trying to just being wicked. They want to be the high priest. You got brothers who are rats. You got brothers scheming. You got brothers who just scary. You got brothers hopping. Man, it's just so much madness in the Maccabees. It's really like a big, big movie. But it's the greatest movie ever because it's true and it's our history. And if you know the past, then you'll know the future because these things repeat itself. There's always gonna be snakes. There's always gonna be fearful men. There's always gonna be men who just thorough, like Judas Maccabees, who just down to the bone. It's just they cut like that. You're always gonna have enemies. You're always gonna have people who hate the Israelites. I mean, you just learn, bro. You just learn. Get in here and just learn. Just soak up what you can soak up, right? Just soak up what you can soak up. It says India, Media, Lydia, and some of their best lands. They took these and gave them to King Eumenes. It says when the Greeks made plans to attack and destroy them, the Romans learned of the plans and sent a general to fight against them. The Romans killed many Greeks, took their wives and children captive, plundered their possessions, occupied their land, tore down their fortresses, and made them slaves as they are today. So you see, the Romans was getting on the Greeks behind, getting on a behind, getting on a head, man, getting on them heavy, right? So Judas Maccabees, he heard how the Romans was knocking down the Greeks. Mind you, the Israelites, man, we've been dealing with the Greeks for a minute. It's getting grievous. Like, man, we tired of fighting y'all, right? We've been fighting the Greeks for a fat minute. It says, but they seeing somebody stronger than the Greeks, right? It says they also had made slaves of other kingdoms, the islands, and everyone who fought against them. But they maintained their friendship with their allies and those who relied on them for protection. They conquered kings near and far, and everyone who heard of their reputation was afraid of them. So the Romans was really out here. I ain't gonna lie. They was really out here, right? They was really out here. They had order. They had a vast kingdom. They was fighting kings that was far away, but still able to get the job done. That's very impressive. And it says they was able to maintain a friendship with their allies, right? So verse 13, it says they helped some men to become kings while they disposed others. They had become a world power in the blink of an eye. It really happened like that. It says, in spite of all this, no Roman ever tried to advance his own position by wearing a crown or putting on royal robes. So y'all got to understand this right here. There's levels to the look. You got the Roman Empire, right? But then you got the Roman Republic. And I'm gonna give y'all some general information on this. Check this out. 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 This is part of the reason why they wax so mighty. You know, let's see if I can get what I really want. Let me close this. It says the Roman Republic was a form of government of Rome and the era of classical Roman civilization. So you got the Roman Empire and then you got the Roman Republic. The Roman Republic came first. It says when it was run through public representation of the Roman people, beginning with the overthrow of the Roman kingdom, traditionally dated by 509 and ending in 27 BC with the establishment of the Roman Empire. So I guess way in the beginning, they kind of had a kingdom. They kind of actually had a king, but then it transitioned into the Roman Republic. Then it transitioned into the Roman Empire. It said Rome's control rapidly expanded during this period from the city's immediate surroundings to the hegemony over the entire Mediterranean world. Um, I want to get a specific part. Okay, look. It says in ancient Greece with collective and annual magistries, excuse me, overseen by a senate, overseen by a senate. It says the Roman Senate was a governing and advisory assembly in ancient Rome. It was one of the most enduring institutions in Roman history. Being established in the first days of the city of Rome, it survived the overthrow of the Roman monarchy in 509 BC, the fall of the Roman Republic. So listen to me good real quick. Part of the reason why the Romans were so mighty was because of this right here. A senate. A senate. A senate. That's important to know. This word should actually be familiar, right? Because we have a senate in America, right? Um, I want to actually go back to the Bible because you're going to read about the Senate in First Maccabees in the Bible, right? We getting the keys to our enemies and how they operate, how they get down, right? So let's keep going. It says, in spite of all of this, no Roman ever tried to advance his own position by wearing a crown or putting on royal robes. So it wasn't one man sitting at the top at the time of the Roman Republic. Why? It says, because they created a Senate, and each day 320 senators came together to deliberate about the affairs of the people and their well being. So you would see this. They had a group of men, wise men, and they would talk every day. They would consult every day on how to better the kingdom, how to better their society, the Romans, when it comes to in-house problems, out-house problems, including war, including the people's minds. They had a senate. They had men. It wasn't just one man doing it. It says right here, they had, 320 senators, and they would come together, to break bread about the kingdom, how much money they had. Okay, how much money do they have to go on, the place in war? Can they do this? You got the Coliseum. Can we hold the games? Can we do this? Money is a big part of running a kingdom, right? Money is a big part of running a kingdom. You got multiple people managing, the money that's in Rome, the spoils of war. Okay, making this alliance with these people. Okay, these people is our enemies. Keeping track of all of these things, in-house, out-house. It's a tough task for just one man to handle it. That's why even when you're dealing with the Bible, you will see King David. He had armor bearers, he had counselors, he had a prophet. He got different men for different jobs. You don't want to be a king and be doing it all by yourself, bro. There's so much going on. Then you got your own demons you got to deal with. You might have to deal with your wife, your son, your daughter, keeping order inside the kingdom. So you might need help dealing with some of these things. Okay, we got an enemy, they trying to, make themselves known against us. How are we going to deal with that? Right. So that's a lot that goes into running a kingdom. It's a lot that goes into just running a city. It's a lot that goes into just running a household. And I'm starting to see that as a reason why the Most High God told us to get our households in order, especially the men, right? That's how you learn. That's how you learn order. That's how you learn how to place things in order. Women, you have to be teachable and let your man lead. He actually needs that. Because the men the men that's being raised up right now, we're the future kings and governors of the entire world. We're the future kings, governors, princes of the entire world. It's actually imperative that we get the experience of ruling. It's actually imperative that we get the experience of ruling a household. If you can't rule a household and put certain things in order in a household, how are you going to do that with the entire earth, with the entire world, right? Because there's a lot of things that come into play, right? So it's important that we get our experience up. It's important. It's very important. Women, y'all gonna be sorry that y'all didn't, make it easy for us. That's a joke. Not really though. Con, what's going on here? Shalom Mahar, be my communication coach before I go teach today. Amathia, I didn't even know you was in here, King. Shalom. Jacob Seed Oli in the building, man. Shalom. Man, I didn't even know you was watching. All praises to the Most High, man. I got you, man. I'm hands on with brothers, man. I just put Azaniah. I gotta check that, man. I threw him in this meditation station. I gotta throw you in there, King. If you on Facebook, we be getting it cracking in here, man. It be bread in here. He ain't really got. So we've been on break, so we ain't been in a meditation station like that. But man, it be going down in there. It be going down in there. It be mock debates popping off. It be real edifying. Just edification flying off. You never know what a brother might be, what he might know, his strength. You never know. You never know. You never know. Come, man. Y'all show Amathia some love. That brother be out there teaching, man. He be turning up for the Most High God, man. He be in the spirit, man. And just like everybody else, man, he got a beautiful testimony on how he came into the truth And he really a servant of the Most High God. So you gotta give credit where credit is due, man. A powerful brother, a tall, lanky brother right there. But he powerful, super powerful, gifted with his words. I mean, the sky's the limit for a brother like that. Who truly serving the Most High God. He not doing this just to be cool. He doing this because it's the truth. Because he really got a strong conviction to serve the Most High God. So, man, when y'all see Amathia, y'all got to salute him with a powerful salutation. Shalom, Mike. All right, jumping back in here. Okay, melodic tunes everywhere, man. He said he watched them too. Yeah, they finna pop off, man. Look at that, man. We got some faithful family out here, man. All praises to the man. We got some powerful, powerful brothers and sisters, man. And it's not even that many of us, man. Like it's not even that. Wait until our family just wax mightier, man. Wax mightier. Wax mightier. So going back to Maccabees, it says each year they entrusted to one man the responsibility of governing them and controlling their whole territory. Everyone obeyed this one man, and there was no envy or jealousy among them. So each year they had a man, a governor, and each year they would switch him out. And it wasn't really no strife. It wasn't no jealousy. Jealousy is that's a tough demon. Jealousy is a combination of a whole bunch of spirits: anger, um, insecurities, sadness, sorrows, um, envy, of course, and then it's all combined. This was what makes jealousy so threatening. You know, that's why Cain killed Abel, because of jealousy. One of the first deaths documented in the Bible was because of jealousy. And why do you think Saul tried to kill King David? It's because of jealousy. We can go on and on about jealousy. Jealousy is a tough demon to deal with, a tough spirit to deal with. You really got to understand how it's not just one spirit you're dealing with, right? It says Judas chose Apollonius, the son of John and grandson of Achos, and Jason, son of Eleazar, and sent them to Rome to make a treaty of friendship and alliance with the Romans. So Judas, he chose some brothers to go make an alliance and a friendship with the Romans. It says he did this to eliminate the Syrian oppression. Now, the Syrian oppression is just going into the Jews. The Greeks. The Syrian oppression is going into the Greeks, like Antiochus. I wrote that about that. I read many accounts about Antiochus the fourth and what he was doing. So he's just trying to get these Syrians off his back. They've been attacking us. Man, they've been going crazy on us. So, he finna go, get some help. It says, since the Jews clearly saw that they were being reduced to slavery, it says, after a long and difficult journey, Eupolemus and Jason reached Rome and entered the Senate. They addressed the assembly in these terms: Judas Maccabees and his brothers and the Jewish people have sent us here to make a mutual defense treaty with you, so that we may be officially recorded as your friends and allies. The Romans accepted the proposal, and what follows is a copy of the letter, which was engraved on bronze tablets sent to Jerusalem to remain there as a record of the treaty. Right? So they finna give you the receipts. The receipts was going to be on bronze tablets. Right? So let's check out the receipt. It says, may things go well forever for the Romans and for the Jewish nation on land and sea. May they never have enemies, and may they never go to war. But if war is declared first against Rome or any of her allies anywhere, the Jewish nation will come to her aid and with wholehearted support as the situation may require. So basically, they establishing, look, God forbid that we have war, but if we have war, because it's going to be war, y'all just got to come through and help us, as much as the situation requires. If we need 10,000 men, we need 10,000 men. If we need 30,000 men, we need 30,000 men, right? If we need 5,000 cavalry, we need 5,000 cavalry, as much as the situation requires. It says, and to those at war with her, the Jews shall not give supply supply food, arms, money, or ships, as as was agreed in Rome. The Jews must carry out their obligations without receiving anything in return. You see that? So they already established in the terms of the agreement. So the Jews are not allowed to give any of the Roman enemies, food supplies, any weapons, any money, or any ships, right? So it says, in the same way, if war is declared first against the Jewish nation, the Romans will come to their aid with hearty support as the situation may require. And to their enemies, there shall not be given or supplied food, arms, money, or ships, as was agreed in Rome. The Romans must carry out their obligations without deception. These are the terms of the treaty that the Romans have made with the Jewish people. It says, but if in the future both parties shall agree to add or remove anything, they shall act on the decision, and whatever they add or remove shall be valid. So basically, this contract is kind of thorough, low key. If they want to add or take away to this agreement or contract or this covenant, because that's what it is, an agreement. If they want to remove or add anything or renew the covenant, if both parties agree on that, they can do that. Furthermore, concerning the wrongs which King Demetrius is doing against the Jews, we have written him as follows. Why have you treated our friends and allies, the Jews, so harshly? So that's what the Romans said to King Demetrius. Mind you, King Demetrius, I believe, is the son of Antiochus III. All right, so it's a lot that go in there. But he owned them. He said, why are you doing our friends like this? Why are you treating the Jews so harshly? Because the Demetrius is trying to attack us. Right? It says, if they complain to us about you one more time, we will support their cause and go to war against you on land and on sea. That's crazy. So that's how it was getting down, man. So we kind of seeked out some help from the Romans to get the Greeks off of us. Both of them demons, to say the least. So now it jumped right back to Demetrius, and he sent the Bacchides and Alchemist. Alchemist is a wicked Israelite to the land of Judea. So it's just so much going on, bro. There's so much going on, so much information flying out. Mind you, I really just been in First Maccabees with y'all. I know we read Second Maccabees chapter 9, but for the most part, I just been in First Maccabees, and it's just so much information. And just like with Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, Maccabees, it gives you a different perspective and kind of goes into more detail, and it jumps in and out of time, just like First Maccabees will on certain situations. Like, you can read about, I showed you on Second Maccabees how Antiochus the Fourth, how he got plagued with an invisible and incurable disease. Like, it talk about that in First Maccabees, right? It do. It talk about his death. It talk about how he understood that it was the Most High. But when you read Second Maccabees, it's just a way deeper account. Like, the whole chapter is talking about it in detail. But it's just, man, it's so much information. Like, I couldn't even give y'all all of the information. Like I can't. Like, it's that much information. It's that much history. It's that much history, for real, for real. But I do got a treat for y'all. Check this out. I haven't watched it this year, but I watched it last year. Kings and Generals. So this YouTube page right here. Kings and Generals. OP, bro. All right, OP. They putting out a lot of information. Let me see. What's the name of it? Man, that's the name of a particular. It's about the Maccabees. This one, Origins of Hanukkah, Maccabean anti-Hellenic rebellion documentary. Right, so this is a good one right here. This one right here, it's only 25 minutes long. I'm telling you, this right here is a good one. It's been a minute since I watched it, but check that out. I remember when Aharon showed me that. Man, if y'all don't know about this right here, this is an elder right here. Check him out. Right, this is actually the same brother. Lion of Israel class, Maccabees TV. Check him out. That's Priest Daniel. He's definitely well approved among men in the nation. He's been doing this for 30 plus years. You know, he up there. He up there. He really, he really approved. He really approved. Like me and Aharon got a lot of understanding from that brother. Like whenever you're dealing with like the letters, whenever you learning Bible criticism, just how the Bible was compacted, like how this came to be, this whole book and the books that's in there. Like, if you want to know, like that's how I learned. Like, the books of the Bible wasn't broke down in chapters and in verses necessarily. Like, when it comes into stuff like that man right there, man, he's next level. He's next level. Like, and it's just so thorough. He's been doing it for so long, 30 plus years. Like, he read a lot of different books too, like as far as to support and back up the Bible. You know, he got information. He like a library. But yeah, check him out. Man, Amashi said, Mahar, how can I learn the Hebrew language? Maybe you can do a lesson on this. I'm not really good with Hebrew. There's certain words that I do know. I can't talk fluently in Hebrew, but it's a lot of words that I can. Because Hebrew, for the most part, is very simple. Like the other day, it was a brother named Alaya, Alaya. And he actually hit me up on Instagram and added me, and I forgot to message that brother back. We talked a little bit. Alaya. And you already know that Yah, like, it's a simple language, like Allah, or like, how do I put this? Like, I already knew that word meant power. Anytime I see Yah, I know that it's talking about Yahweh. So I was like, what does your name mean, bro? Power with God? And he was like, for the most part, yeah, that's what I mean. He said Elijah, like the transliteration of Elijah is Elijah. And then he said it means God is my power or something like that. Power with God. God is my power. Like once you learn certain words, you can kind of understand other words. Like a lot of times when I'm in a blue letter, I show y'all. Let's go to numbers. Let's go to numbers. So you get a lot of names in the book of Numbers. You get a lot of names in the book of Chronicles and Kings. It's names everywhere. But like when you go into the blue letter, right? Like Kohath. I'm finna look up this name, Kohath. Right? So here go the Strongs right here. Right? See, the Strongs, anything in this section is the Strongs. Right? So the translator word is Kohat. Kahat. But this is kind of like Yiddish or like modern Hebrew. So we didn't really have like E's. So, a lot of times it'd be like, hey, like Kahat. Like it's kind of, I'm not the coder's brother at it. So then I look at it like, okay, so Kahat, it means assembly. Kahat, it means assembly. And I will remember just certain pronunciations and what the word looked like or sounds like. And then, next time I run into another Hebrew word, I might be able to dissect it. But I mean, I'm not the guy. I tell you that. I'm not the guy, right? Like God. I'm gonna tell you how I knew this. So Elohim is kind of the modern way to say the real word. The real word is Alahayim. 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 Not Elohim. That's the modern way to say it. But it just means power, right? So the Greek, or excuse me, not the Greek. So the Hebrew word for power, the modern way is Elohim. But the ancient Paleo Hebrew is Alahayim. I bought like a book a long time. I let a brother borrow it. I was trying to get it back from him, but I couldn't really get a hold of him. But Alahayim. So the first part of Alahayim is Allah. Ayah or Allah or Allah. And that brother name said Allah. 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 Yeah. I was just like, oh, so your power with God. God is your power, like So I'm gonna be serious though. Like it's brothers who probably way nasty, like way nastier with the Hebrew. If you know Hebrew, you're gonna be able to understand the scriptures better because they was translated from the Hebrew. And with tools like Blue Letter, you can go in and see the Hebrew word for it, right? Like the Hebrew word for created, bara, bara, to create, bara. You see what I'm saying? Like you can get into it like that, right? But understanding, so when you read the scriptures and you go into, okay, this Hebrew word can mean three different things. But right here, the translators, they translated it into English. But when you go back into Hebrew, you'll get a better understanding if you know it. Like, okay, so really, it mean this. Shemayim, Shemayim, Shemayam, Shamayam, firmament, skies, heaven. All right. I actually knew a sister whose name was Shemayam. It's fire though. But man, I'm really not the guy. When y'all find somebody who really just speak Hebrew and just got it in the bag, point me in that direction because I want to learn Hebrew. Barakaya. Barakaya. Shalom King. What's your name mean? I be seeing Barakaya in the chat. You've been around for a little bit. I'll praise to the Most High. Okay, so look at the brother right here. So I have a lesson on the Hebrew language on the name of the Lord. Good breakdown. Well, he got a little breakdown going on, man. Barakaya. Whom God bless. That makes sense because Barakaya, Barakaya, it almost sounds like Barak. Barakaya. Like whenever we be saying like bless you, we'll say Barakatan. Barak. Barak is blessed. So like Barak, I mean that's basically the same thing. It's just A's and E's is the difference. Or Yah's blessing. Yeah, that makes sense. I like that one. Yah's blessing. I like that. So he said, right, bro. Like, bro, like, man, Tahawam, he kind of swift with the Hebrew too. He kind of got more stuff up his sleeve. Because I know we had like different letters and characters, and just the letter itself has a meaning. Like I'm not cold though, but if you can understand Hebrew, you're in good shape. That's a good habit. That's a good habit. Kayla. That's a good habit. My mother-in-law name is Kalea, so I almost got your name mixed up with her. Kalea. But it's not Kalea, it's Kayla. Man, I'm gonna start giving people in the chat Hebrew names. That's how I'm coming. Ah, is that off? Is that off if I give somebody a Hebrew name? That's off, ain't it? Somebody else gave me my Hebrew name once they like. That's what we be doing at SOJ. Most of the time, we give people their Hebrew name, and it can't as it is fitting, like as it relates to them. Like if you come around enough, like a Hebrew name kind of just falls into place. Like Malachi, I believe Malachi means messenger of God, but like how it happened, his name is like close. It starts with an M, and I don't know how it happened. I think it was me and Aharon, and then out of nowhere, we was just like Malachi, and like people start calling him Malachi, and then we looked up the definition or like what his name meant in the Hebrew, and it mean um, messenger of God, and we was like, bro, that's hot, bro. You got to be Malachi, bro. You got to be Malachi now. You know, that's got to be your name now, bro. It's kind of stuck. So it kind of just stuck. And that's what it was. Like with Dahawam, he was going by his name for a minute, his given name for a minute. And he be giving me the credit for it. I don't remember it exactly, but I kind of faintly remember like us talking about Hebrew names, and I was like deep water. And then I don't know, I guess it stuck. He went home and researched deep water in the Hebrew. And he was like, out of nowhere, his name was Dahawam. Dahawam is deep because out of nowhere, Dahawam is like a well of water. He's like a well of water, man. That brother deep. That brother deep. Mayam is water. And then like I be teaching my dog Hebrew, like commands in Hebrew. So some words like I would already know. Like whenever I feed my dog, I make him wait, and then I give him a Hebrew command like a call. I think that's how you say it. That's how I've been saying it. And it means food. Or like I make him do the same thing with water, and I say mayam, and then he'll go drink water. I don't know what sit is in the Hebrew though. Like I heard if it's easy, if it's like a long word or like I don't got all of them, but some of them, like I believe lay down is like shakab. If it's not, I definitely been using shakab. Like that's his word for lay. I mean, you can give a dog, you can put any command. That's why I told y'all if y'all want to get better at communicating, learn how to teach a dog because they can't actually learn English. They don't really understand English. Like I could have put when I taught him the behavior to lay down, I could have used any word I wanted. Any word. I could have used stand up as the command for lay down because he don't actually understand English. He just understand when he hears these syllables and these words, this certain sound this way, it's a cue for him to lay down. So anytime he lay down when I say that word, I'll tell him good boy and I reward him with a treat. So he like, oh shit, when you say this, if I do this, I get rewarded. It's good. So it don't matter what word you choose whenever you teaching a dog. It's just about being able to teach him a behavior with a certain cue. That's understanding. That's understanding. You can teach a dog any behavior. You don't like whenever I first get a dog, I don't teach the dog how to sit. Like dogs, like you can, but the first thing I teach my dog is to look at me in the face, look at me in the eyes. So like if you was like all the brothers that come over, like, bro, your dogs understand English. Like Malachi say this all the time. Like I tell Todd, like get out the kitchen or like if we outside in the front yard, like I'm never like really using a leash for my dog. Like if I tell him porch, even if we outside, he'll stop what he's doing, run to the porch. It's because I taught him that behavior and it's associated with these sounds. Do he really just understand that this is a porch? No. But when I say this word, he understands the behavior that I want him to have. Like you can teach your dogs anything if you can know how to if you know how to teach them. Like you can get the understanding there to an extent. But I really enjoy teaching dogs, man. That's one of my hobbies. Really fun stuff. Really fun stuff. Really fun stuff. Oh, but like I was saying, like I have them look at me in the face. Like if you can keep a dog's attention, the first thing you need to teach someone, you need their attention. You need them to focus. Like that was actually the first word I taught Taziat. That's my dog. His name means obey. Taziat. Everybody just call him Taz, man. Y'all getting to know me for real, right? We tapping in. We tapped in. So Taz, I have him. The first thing I taught him was focus. That was the word I used. If I could go back, I wouldn't have used that word. I would have just used his name. So anytime I call his name, he'll just immediately. Whenever a dog is looking at you in your face, if you want him to look at you in your face, just make a movement towards your face. Or if you got food, put the food in front of your face. He's going to look at the food. If a dog looks up, his butt goes down. You just taught him how to sit without even teaching him the word sit, without forcing him to sit. By just gaining your dog's attention, he's naturally going to sit when he looks at you in the face, right? You know, it's just simple stuff like that. And then you can start teaching them the behavior or the command of sit as you go. But the very first thing you need is your dog to be able to focus on you for a duration of time. Like if I call him over here right now, he'll come over here and he'll sit and he'll look at me. And then, you know, I tell him free, he'll walk off. Let's see. Tazia, Bob, come here. That's him. Sits. Free. Free. Now he chilling on it. But yeah. Said, no, it's not off. I would love a Hebrew name. I thought of Anaka, which Hebrew means I'm here. Here. Man, I used to know that word, I feel like. But yeah, man, we gotta get it going, man. We gotta get it going. We do need somebody who really just fluent in Hebrew. If I could find somebody who was fluent in Hebrew, I'd bring them up and let them spit game. I let them spit game. Let them spit game. Let them spit game. Okay, I tell y'all, I want y'all to remind me that I got this idea. I want to at some point, I already asked the captains and it was already approved. So we got wisdom no, that's not it. Through the Spirit Wednesdays, where we kind of just go through the Spirit, we do whatever, you know, real laid back. And I kind of got it approved already by the captains, like if I could bring people up and just kind of build with people, talk to people, whatever. And I kind of wanted to start doing, I'm pretty sure like the captains don't mind, but I got to check in with them anyway and ask like, do they mind if like I ask certain questions and then the chat gives the answer, and then whoever gives the answer, the correct answer, the quickest, like, you know, I cash app them. Cash app a reward. Send you some cash for knowing the answers. That'd be fun. Tell me that wouldn't be fun. Y'all know that would be fun. You get to make some money by knowing the Bible. Come on now, man. I might even ask personal questions. Like, what's my dog name? Man, that's quick money right there. Who remembers? It's crazy. Man, y'all ain't rocking like that. Put a 7 in the chat if y'all would do that. If y'all would participate. I know Ama will. I know Melodic Tunes will. Where's Walina? She usually around there. That's another elder right there. Oh man, so we read a little chapter. Man, I'm trying to get off of here. Try and eat something before camp. Got the ball rolling. All praise to the Most High, man. Day 7. Day 7. Kind. Melodic tunes be rocking. Kind. No Cash App. No Cash App. No Cash App. I don't use the other apps like that. Man, we in Oklahoma, right in the middle of everything. Sorry. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. That's what I'm saying. People gonna get it in for free. Kind man. So, man, if anybody got no questions or nothing, man, we're gonna have to just tap in tomorrow, man. We got one more day after this one. I ain't gonna lie, man. Doing the lesson every day really been keeping me in the spirit. Man, it's super cold. Man, the other day it was 0 degrees, but like they told us, like when you look at the weather app on the iPhone, it told you it was this, it was this, it was 1 degrees or 1 degree, I should say. I don't know. But then they said it feels like -19 or something. So right now they said it feels like 14 degrees. So it's gonna be cold out there today, man. Said they got some wind gusts up to 12 miles per hour. I'm definitely gonna dress warm. Definitely finna dress warm, man. Good point. How did I go from dreads back to a fro? I thought it was impossible. No, it's very possible. Very possible. Um, I really just had my wife's help me, bro. It really just took some love, bro. Combing through all them things. I definitely didn't have enough spirit to do it all by myself. It was a lot of work, for real, man. A lot of work. Better have like 3 jackets. No cap, bro. It's really like that. Anime insane. I feel like we'd get along. I feel like we would get along. Bro, me, Aharon, Amanan not actually a soldier, but he tapped in super tough like a soldier. Right now he in Florida. He into anime. We be chopping it up. We be nerding out, bro. So who else tapped in with the anime? Captain Jeremiah, y'all would be surprised. He actually tapped in with the anime, like he like the oldest brother in the camp, but Jeremiah hard, man. Jeremiah hard. Captain Jeremiah hard. He in the anime, you know, the classics for sure, but he put me on another one. What is it called? Vinland Saga. That thing right there. Did I finish that? Okay, that give me something to do later. Vinland Saga. Bro, one of the homies just put me on Assassination Classroom, and I thought I always seen it whenever I like log into like Hulu or whatever, like, and it just looks so lame, like bro, like Assassination's Classroom, bro. He told me like what it was. I met him at the boxing gym, and then like he invited me on his podcast called Socks On or Socks Off, and I was doing the podcast, and he told me like he in the anime. I don't know if it was during or after, but anyways, he told me like some of the animes he watching and which ones he's into. I think he mentioned Death Note, but he mentioned Assassinations Classroom. I'm like, what? You watch that? Like, and he was like, bro, it's good. So one day I turned it on, and it was really good. And my wife, she in the anime too. She watched it with me. She watched that one with me. Yeah, I got my wives watching. They had to watch the first things first. We watching Naruto. That was a must. If you ain't watching Naruto, you going off. So that's the course. The course. Like for real, bro. Put me on some animes, man. Oh, My Hero Academia. Come on now. That one's clutch. You only know Dragon Ball Z. That's sad, man. You missing out on so much. Like I done knocked out a lot of animes. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I miss my childhood. You gotta understand that though. Like middle school, high school, like I was trying to run the streets. So I kind of skipped that. Like, and I didn't really just have cable or nothing. Like I wasn't really tapped in with the animes. Like, okay, I knew about Dragon Ball Z. I knew about Naruto, but I didn't really just sit down and watch it. I was too busy trying to be grown, so I kind of missed out on it. So nowadays, since I don't do those things, I be having time, to play the game, watch anime, you know, real quick. What's the name of the guy you learned from? So really old that I mentioned earlier. So I was going to go into a spiel how I kind of learn from anybody, man. Even a fool, I learn from anybody. But let me pull up my screen. His name Priest Daniela. That's the brother that I was talking about earlier. Yeah, subscribe to his YouTube. He gets some great edification. He an older brother, not older, but he's older than me. He's more established than me. Let me see, Lions. He crazy with it. Like, so you got this. Like, if you watch it, I haven't watched this Feast of Dedication class, but I'm betting you it's good. See, like this a re-upload Sabbath Colossians 2:16. Now, if you go read Colossians 2:16, it's one of them scriptures that, it might sound like Paul is giving you the key to go, sin. Paul, apostle or apostate, why and why him? Right? So he kind of nice. It was another one. He really be on the other one. Let's see. Let me see. JSO. I'm trying to find it because I just forgot the page. Maccabees TV. Why am I subscribed to you, Soldier Yadadaya? That's crazy. All right, let's see this though. I might need to go back through here and kind of some of these I don't really need no more. Anyways, Maccabees TV. This brother right here, mighty man. Like, don't get caught up in like views and stuff, man. I'm telling you, edification, like it be in places where a lot of people not. Wisdom be where other people not. I'm telling you that right now. Like, don't get caught up in this. Don't get caught up in this. Don't get caught up in this. People get caught up in views and they miss out on edification. You hear me? Like this brother, he's so thorough. When he do breakdowns, he pulls out um what's that called? Like Microsoft Office. He got slideshows. He putting things together like he really thorough, like he really teaching, like he like that. He really like that. Like, but yeah, Priest Daniel, like the ones that I really watched, because I remember him saying like he was gonna switch over to the Maccabee TV or something, but I wanted y'all to see like how thorough bro is. Like, look at this. You see what I'm saying? Like he pulling it up. There's no way you can not understand what he's saying because he's showing you. He pulling it up on the screen. He giving you the information like, and he always got these PowerPoints. That's what it is, bro. PowerPoints. You see what I'm saying? But I'm telling you, he's giving out edification, man. Like he definitely helped me and Aharon out. So, I'm giving y'all the keys, man. That's a good brother to learn from for sure. He been doing this for a minute. He's not gonna steer you wrong. You don't want to learn from literally. You don't want to soak up too information from the wrong person because it could be wrong information. But I can vouch for that, brother. I've been watching him. I don't watch everything he put out because it's just like I'm busy. Like I be doing stuff, so I can't keep up with everyone's teachings and everything they teaching. But like I've been keeping my eye on that brother for a while, and I mean he's well approved. I mean he been doing this. He been in the truth longer than I've been alive. So take it or leave it. Um, Never had dreads, still get the straight backs. Man, I'm getting locked up again. I'm gonna get these back retwisted and locked up. But switching it up for a minute. It's cool. It's cool. Got the little roll bounce. Afros give me Israelite vibes. Like immediately when I had an afro, I felt powerful. Kind for sure, for sure. Keep the candle burning. Same. All praises. I still had the avatar. We got to get back on it. But the Most High is real for sure, though. Oh, another thing, another reason why I like anime, real quick. I'm gonna jump off here, man. But another reason why I like anime is because, man, when you looking at other stuff, like the stuff be super super worldly, like adultery, just all manners of fornication, and every show is lettuce, bacon, and tomato community. Like it's just crazy stuff going on, and it's just toxic for your spirit. Now, in anime, you will get people who got a lust for blood and killing people and fighting, but I ain't gonna lie. Like when you get down through it, like they be fighting for a reason. Like it be deep. Like brothers be having actual like morals and standards, and they be having like impressive characters, like impressive character. Let me say that impressive morals, like you'll see like the protagonist. The protagonist is like the hero or the main character, and like his set core beliefs and how powerful he believes in them. It's just mighty, bro. It's mighty through the spirit. Like you'll see, like in Naruto. Naruto was a witty kid. Like he was bad at first because everybody hated him. He lost his parents, his mother, and his dad. So he was kind of just out there by himself. But he had like this power, and everybody was afraid of it. So they hated him. They despised him. But he ended up becoming like a ninja. And everybody still didn't like him. He was just a knucklehead. But over like his development as a character through the series, it was so honorable. Like he had a evil friend who like left the village, and he just loved him so much. He looked at him like a brother, and eventually, like he did everything to try and win him back. Like he was really 10 toes down, like rocking and rolling for his brother, like for his friend. Like it was thorough, and it's like that's admirable. They be having admirable qualities. That's why I like anime. I like seeing brothers like grind and get stronger. Like why wouldn't I like that? I want to be like that. I want to grind and become mighty. So it kind of get me in the spirit. Watching so much anime, I might go do a double backflip after that. See this? He in the spirit. I seen that one, but really, anime is just showing our elect powers through Esau and Amon. Yeah, man, we're gonna really have that. We're gonna really have that. Whoa, bro, you old school, bro. Yu Hakusho. Boom, spirit gun. I mean, I'm up on that. Come on now, man. Rose Whip, come on now. I'm up on you, bro. Like you can't miss me. I watched that series like 3 times, bro. My uncle put me on that. R.I.P. But he put me on Yu Yu Hakusho. Like Yu Yu Hakusho is kind of before my time, but my uncle put me on it. Bakihan. I don't know what Bakihan is. Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna get girded up for sure. Yeah, DBZ is the big bro. Dragon Ball Z is the big bro. Bro, I'm out here nerding out. I'm out here nerding out with the chatters, bro. It's crazy. Yeah. So like, yeah, She right on point. She right on point. Yeah. So how we keep our Sabbath, we keep it Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. And because it is feast of dedication, also we allowed to cook. Right? It's a feast day. It's a feast day. Can you put his YouTube name in the chat? I see. I'm gonna put. Let's see if I can copy this. That's not what I want. I'm gonna put this right here. All right, I just dropped the link for the brother's YouTube. Non-stop in the blog. He sound hard. Let's see. They did a good job getting our people to hate the fro and our natural. Yeah, they did. All right, that's how I feel too. I think power. Eat the meat, spit out the bone for sure, for sure. I like seeing y'all tap in with each other. That's powerful. Man, I've been going off, man. I've been drinking pop, Coca-Cola, cognac. It's been crazy, man. I didn't balled out. Man, I'm gonna ball out tonight. Come on now. After camp, I'm balling out. God, man. So I'm gonna jump off of here, man. I got like an hour to get myself prepared for this cold weather, man. I know it's always a blessing jumping on the chat, breaking bread with y'all. Y'all breaking bread with me. We just chit chatting it up. You know, that's real chill, laid back, family kind of vibes. That's what I'm gonna start calling it. So family is mashpakah in the Hebrew. Mashpakah. Mashpakah. When I say mashpakah, I'm gonna be talking to the chat, the people that's watching. Mashpakah. Mashpakah. Right, we really did. We really did. We really did become a family on YouTube Live, for real though. I kind of be knowing who. Like I'm learning names, I'm learning ages. Look, we got our mama in here, our ma. We got Kayla, Sons of Yahweh. We got Anime Insane. Anime Insane, bro. You gotta tell me your name before we get out of here. Melodic Tunes. You gotta tell me your name too. You gotta tell me your name. I gotta tell me your name. I see you too much to not know your name, bro. Melodic Tunes, bro. Tell me your name, bro. Okay. So we got Delante. We got Joshua. Dang, Joshua. Yahweh Shah. In the Hebrew, Yahweh Shah. Delante. All right, I'm gonna try my best. I might need it 2 or 3 times, but I'm gonna try my best. You know. I almost want to start putting my name instead of Mahar. I'm gonna show y'all. If you know, you know. Instead of Officer Mahar, I'm gonna be Officer Demon Slayer. right? It's off of a show I really like. Ziggy Sanders, Shalom, welcome to the family. Look, this is my rib right here. One of my ribs. Lakadna Pash. She tapped in too. She tapped in too. Watching. All right, so officer, she said Khan because of my name. She know I'm here to cut down demons. My Hebrew name is Mahar. Yeah. Yeah, my Hebrew name. Yeah, it's getting lit in here, Shotty. It's getting lit. Look at mama. She finna cry. Don't cry. Come see us anytime you're ready. So yeah, my Hebrew name, Mahar. Yeah, actually, yeah, the elder did kind of give me my name. My Hebrew name is Maharakah. It means ready spirit. Mahar is ready, and then Rakah is spirit. Now, other brothers might say Ruach. Ruach. You'll hear a lot of brothers say Ruach, like Ruach for spirit. I know it to be as Rakah. Rakah. Same thing though. Ruach, Rakah, spirit. Ready spirit. So my rib name, Lakah Napash Banya Sharala. Lakah Napash. Lakah is natural, and Napash is soul. Because she really does have a natural soul. Like being a submissive woman came really easy for her. It came really easy for her. Her dad gave her that name. He said I could change her name, but I was like, nah, that's very fitting. I'm gonna leave it as that. But yeah, I'm gonna start going by Officer Demon Slayer because that's I feel like that's my job. And it is an anime called Demon Slayer, and it's fire. They're literally, it says it, they cutting down demons. And then on a spiritual level, that's what we do. We cut down spirits, we cut down demons. So I might start going by Officer Demon Slayer. It's kind of long though, but it's kind of hot. But it's kind of hot. So we got Melodic Tunes, Delante, Anime Insane, Joshua. Man, we really tapping in like this, man. We really tapping in like this. If you ain't got no congregation, you can come tap in on the live, and it's like you a part of a congregation. It's like you really family, you know. So these the vibes, man. We be getting it in. All praises to the Most High, man. But yeah, I'm gonna jump off of here. I'm gonna try and eat me some food, get my mind ready for this camp. I ain't got nothing else right now. It was a good live, man. Good live. Good live. I appreciate each and every one of y'all, especially the ones who active, supportive, participating, asking questions, dropping precepts, you know, for real. For real, for real, for real. Y'all make me want to get on here and teach whenever y'all active and, just talking in the chat, talking amongst yourselves, so forth and so on. Like, it make me really want to be on here. So all praises for that, man. Khan said, y'all my congregation. God, all praise to the Most High. He said, Demon Slayer sounds spiritually lethal. That's the point, man. All praise to the Most High. See, you get it. General Demon Slayer. I don't know if I get the general yet. Oh, man. That's flattering. Hezekiah Matthews, Shalom, man. Shalom. He said General Demon Slayer. That kind of got a ring to it, but I'm not a general. I'm an officer, man. That's hot though. It float different. It float different. It float different for sure. All right, man. I'm gonna jump off here, man. I can kick it with y'all all day. All day. You already know how I get down. But man, Sirach 43 and 30, it says, when you glorify the Lord, exalt him as much as you can, for even yet will he far exceed. And when you exalt him, put forth all your strength and be not weary, because you can never go far enough. So if you can't be around a certain people and really just praise the most high God, it's time to get, switch the circle up. It's time to have better friends who are on the same track mind as you, on the same mission, on the same mission. So y'all stay in the spirit. Don't quench the spirit. Stay inspired and motivated and on fire for the Most High God at all times as much as is possible. Hey, acknowledge when a demon is attacking you, right? Acknowledge that it's a demon on you when you're getting attacked, when you're out of the spirit, man. You got to be able to identify what spirit it is, what demon that's attacking you. Man, those are the first keys to being a demon slayer. So shout out to each and every one of y'all. We're going to give all praises, honor, and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, Ba Hashem, Hamashiach, Yahweh Shah, Shalom.